I'm going to give a few seconds because I got to get my bearings and relax. Y'all know every week, I do this every week, but I was just saying I'm nervous every time I get up here. But when y'all pop on and um and you all start chiming in, it really, really helps. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and get started like I normally do because this is all going to be posted to the YouTube channel, and it will be pinned to the top on the Facebook page. It will be pinned to the top on the Facebook page. So good evening. Hey, good evening. We are on a new platform tonight, guys. I'm going to give you guys an introduction in just a second. I'm going to introduce y'all to someone. Okay, let's get it. All right. I'm going to introduce you guys to someone in short. Let me do my thing. Welcome to Real Life Relationship Growth. This is our weekly segment called Camper Conversations. This is where we come together once a week, and adults, we talk about, chop it up. We talk about different topics that involve us as adults, relationships, friendships, all of those great things. So this is my little intro. I always like to say, I always have to say, I am not a relationship expert. I do not claim to be. I do not proclaim to be. I've never said that I was. What I am is a Black woman in the world, living this life, doing the damn thing, and enjoying myself in the process. That's who I am. I have been through some things. You have been through some. So in the midst of us being through some things, we can help one another. We can give each other advice. So maybe something we say or something we talk about will encourage someone, and it will maybe give someone a little nudge to do something they were kind of hesitating to do. So if you are single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or you are a widower, this is the page for you. This is the spot for you. This is for you. Last little piece of that's a little bit of business. Planning, working on. Right now it's marinating in my head. It's getting ready to come out. A single in Atlanta. It's going to be a whole weekend. And the big part of it, the major part of it, is going to be our Camper Conversations forum. We're going to pass the mic. We're going to pick a topic, something that's just really, something that's really prevalent in the adult life, in the adult relationship process. We're going to talk about it. Don't know what that topic is yet, but when we get that topic together, I think I might do maybe a poll to see what people want to talk about. What is the biggest interest that people want to talk about? So we'll see how that goes. All right. Hey, Red Lipstick. We're going to see how that goes. So, my intro. So, for those of you who may have seen my weekly topic on Facebook, I usually do a weekly reminder on Facebook. And I tell you guys, okay, connection is bad, it's glitchy. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but I really hope it kind of clears up. I really hope it clears up, guys. All right. So, what I want to do, my apologies, what I want to do, we want to get into what our topic is. Our topic tonight, our topic comes from different places. Our topic comes from different people. I want to introduce the gentleman that's going to come on with us and talk about this topic. And so we go with that. Let me just, this is brother from another mother. We go way back. I met him my senior year of high school in Manheim, Germany. So we were military brats together. We both served. We we have almost a lifetime of friendship going here, y'all. So when I made the post, he commented on the post, and we had a string going on this post. This was done about 2 days ago. So I want to take topics that are prevalent to us. I want to take topics that kind of stir it a little bit, stir the pot a little bit. We talk about it, and we get into it. So I want to introduce you guys, and I know that he is also on his page. So I'm gonna let him do a little intro who he is, but I want to tell y'all this is a man. When I say this is a brother, he is one of the first guys that I met when I went to Germany. One of the first guys that developed a friendship, because when you meet people, when you go overseas and you meet people who are from where you from, you throw that state out there, we already homies like that. It already goes like that. But y'all, I'm gonna introduce and bring on the camera my brother. This is our brother, Mr. King Landy, Soul Toucher. Yes, we gonna jump into this topic.
Yes, we are.
Just give a little bit about you and your podcast.
Yeah, so like she said, we go back 3 decades. I'm just gonna say 3 decades. I'm gonna put it like that. We have yes, parallel lives in many aspects. We have a lot in common, especially the birthplace and all that good stuff.
The birth month.
Birth month, all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so King Landy, Soul Toucher the Poet. You can find me at Soul Toucher the Poet official on Instagram. You can find me the Soul Toucher the Poet on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and most all platforms. Also, you can follow the King and I Life podcast on all social media platforms. So tune in. Like she said, we are co-streaming this from her Facebook and YouTube channel. Yeah, but like she said, like her, I am not a relationship expert. I don't claim to be. I don't proclaim to be. I don't pretend to be. I don't assume to be. But I've been through some things. I've seen many things. I have experienced many things. I have almost a PhD in marriage and divorce, so I can speak on some things. But again, I'm not an expert. But the conversation started, and when I saw the title of the post on Facebook, I felt compelled to join in the conversation because it's one of those topics that you have to engage in a healthy conversation to get many points of view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna get in, sir.
Oh, and let me shout out Red Lipstick Vibes, because that's my homegirl out there. She does great on her podcast. She does a lot of great topics and stuff like that. So y'all need to link up and collab too. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, all right. What's up, lady? We'll chit chat. We will chit chat. So again, this topic came up literally maybe about 3 days ago. For me, I heard it from a gentleman. This was a man's comment. So everything on the Real Life Relationship Growth page is not my brain child. Everything that goes up is not for me. It's not necessarily my personal whatever. But people send things to me. They ask me to post. They ask me to get it as a conversation starter. So I do that. I want to do that. I heard this indirectly from a man. I was listening to a show. I listen a lot as I'm going into work. I try to find talk shows and things like that. I love music or whatever, but sometimes I just want to hear a good word about something, different topics or whatever. And this gentleman, don't necessarily know who he is his comment opened up a lot on the show. So the topic, the thought was, I put thoughts. Men and women can be friends, but given the opportunity, he will take more. Men and women can be friends, but given opportunity, he will take more. This had a stream, this had a flow of comments, and honestly, it was brothers that commented. It was like all guys really that commented on this. I think there was one young lady who did comment, but mainly it was the guys. And I did have a little bit of follow-up because I didn't want to just leave it out there hanging. Why? Because a lot of times it is said, oh, men don't really engage, they don't talk, they don't do this and all that. On real life relationship growth, we do not have that problem. And I appreciate it. Yeah, y'all be doing it. I love it. I appreciate it. We don't have that problem on there. And I'm grateful for that because, and I'm sure the ladies are grateful for that. Because sometimes, like I said, men are like, mom's the word. They don't want to say anything. So when I saw y'all comment, I was like, yes, okay. So King, you want to kind of expound on, you gave the opening thought. You were the first guy to comment. You want to kind of expand on your thoughts on what you were saying on there?
Yeah. The thing about this, for the first part of it, men and women can be friends. You will have so many people out there telling you that it's impossible for men and women to be friends. And it's mind-boggling to me that people say that. And the other part, given the opportunity, the man will take more. Yes, that is accurate, but the problem is people, mainly women, act like women don't do the same thing. So my thing was, yeah, that happens, but women do it too. And the one young lady that did comment, I guess her position was, women don't do that. Give me an example. And it was like, there's plenty of examples out there. And I was trying to gauge or get from her what kind of example that she wanted. And I was like, I've had life experiences. And she commented again, and I was like, well, what do you want? Details? I mean, but at the end of the day, yes, men do it, but women do it too. But again, back to the men and women can be friends part, where a lot of people had told me, no, they can't. You and I have been friends for 30 decades, and we have been friends for 30 decades.
Yeah.
So that myth out there that people say men and women can't be friends without the man expecting something, squash that. No, it's not true. But again, given the opportunity, it's just human nature. If a person sees an opportunity, they're going to take it. But and the other thing that I had asked you was, I wanted to be clear that it wasn't just about sex, but we do know that's the push button part of it.
Right. Let me stop for just a second because I just got a text saying that they're not seeing the live. It's our first time using this platform. And it's saying that I don't see the live. Well, man, I don't know what to do at this point. If I don't know, because they're on Facebook. Can you go there real quick and see? I'm looking too, and I don't see it myself. Sorry, guys. Sorry, you all. This is my first time using this platform, and I hope and pray I did everything properly to get it up. So this is I try to aeronate, so to speak.
Yeah.
I hope it's streaming through YouTube because it's actually supposed to save through YouTube thing, or
Yeah.
because
So at the top of your screen,
mm-hmm.
um, do you see your YouTube and Facebook icons up there?
I do
Top right.
not. I see add channels and in stream.
Go to add channels and see if they're selected.
Give me a second. Thanks you guys for your patience.
Are they selected?
No. The toggle was not on.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna. Okay, let's see. Add channels. Okay. All right. So it's giving me an error.
Saying what?
And an error occurred. Please try again later.
Oh wow.
Hmm. Okay. I'm trying to see if I just no. I was trying to see if I just did Facebook because remember YouTube.
Yeah, it's not on either one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Let me try this. I am so sorry.
But it's showing live on my
Yeah,
YouTube channel.
yeah, it is. It is because okay. Let's see now.
Stand by while we tend to the technical difficulties out there.
I appreciate y'all's patience. All right. Sending data. Didn't say that the first time. Let's see what happens. Get a little message here. Oh, wait. Okay, still sending data. Okay.
Still saying it?
Yep. Still sending data.
Interesting.
So, well, I'll ask you this question after we finish. Okay. Ah. Yeah, it's not cooperating.
Let me see. What was I about to go to?
Trial and error. I bet it'll happen next
I bet you it won't.
week.
It sure will not.
Okay.
Let me see.
So
What you could do.
top.
Say it again.
I can see them now at the top where it says add channels.
Uh-huh.
I see the two of them there. It's saying your channels, but it's still, it's okay, sending data.
So what I can do
Mm-hmm.
is redirect them to my YouTube channel so they can follow.
Okay. Yeah, whatever you did. Okay. This came offline.
All right. I posted that on the post that you made.
Yeah, it's showing the two channels, but it is not. Obviously, it's not turning me on there. Okay. So you put it on the, okay.
Yeah, and then I'm making a new post.
Mhm. You said you're making a new post?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. All right. Done, done, done.
So I see my sister over here. We did a little test run earlier.
Mhm.
On camera. Claudette, if she should be able to hear me, right?
Yeah. Well, if she's on my YouTube channel, she could hear you.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we're gonna keep it rolling. If they see it, they can get on.
You got a couple people coming in. As you
Yeah.
come in, put your name up there so that we know that you came in here from the Facebook page, or a thumbs up or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now you got 4 people in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
They're sliding in.
yeah. Yeah. So what's your thoughts? Do we want to back up a little bit? Or
I mean, we can, for the people that are just now popping in, sorry about the technical difficulties, but hey, the show is gonna go on.
it is. It is most definitely. Most definitely. Okay. All right. So we're back up a little bit. And you guys see our topic is there. I'm gonna leave our topic sitting there so we can see the topic. But I was saying, I was expressing more of the men commented on this post on the
Right.
Real Life Relationship Growth Facebook page. Actually gave, we started our conversation with this topic. And I know you said quite a bit, but if you can just kind of pull it in again for me, please.
Yeah. So, basically, so, on the topic of men and women can't be friends, men and women can be friends, but given the opportunity, the man to take more. Again, my thing was men and women can be friends, which I've always been told they can't be friends because a man is always going for the opportunity to get more. But overall, as people, as humans, as creatures, species, or however you want to look at it, given the right situation or whatever the mindset that the person has, if there's an opportunity for them to get something that benefits them, they're going to take that opportunity. I'm not saying that. I think when a man says women do it too, I think they hear all women do it, but that's not the case. I'm not saying all women do it. I'm just simply saying that women also jump on opportunities depending on where they are mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, or whatever the case, even financially, no matter
Mhm.
what it is. It just happens both ways.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Okay. So, it's hard to really elaborate on everything that was said that I heard when I put the post up.
Mhm.
And I have to agree with you. I don't disagree with what you're saying at all. Um, I don't disagree with it at all. I think people will um, either take advantage or they will take the opportunity that comes to them if it's something that they want, they need, or they desire.
Right.
It makes the difference in that is if you are a person that's trying to caring or concerned about the other person, what their dealings or whatever, you're only looking at how you can get what you want. You're only looking at how you can get what you want. So to go a little deeper and talk with this, the way the conversation kind of went, what I was listening to on the radio, the man was saying, the man that made a comment, he was saying that he was more on the side of, okay, I'm a man, and he was like, all men pretty much in some way think in the form of, I may have a friend, we may be friends or whatever, and she may have never shown any interest in me. She may not have ever shown any thought that she wanted to go that way. But let there be a little piece, let there be something that says, okay, well, maybe. He said, man, we're going to jump on that. We're gonna jump on that. And again, I don't believe that, of course, all men are the same, just like all women are not the same.
Right.
And his thought process was, so I was glad to see some different process, but I think it's more, and correct me if I'm wrong, from a male standpoint, I look at it more as men are conquerors.
Okay.
That, so if there's a challenge out there, you can cut the challenge. If there's a way um to just conquer something, like, competitiveness in sports or whatever, or it's almost like, you see little boys, because with what I do by experience, you see little boys, if one's walking, the other one wants to walk faster, and the
Right.
other one,
Yeah.
they want to beat each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, I feel like that's an innate thing with men that's not going to leave because they're not little boys anymore. They're
Right.
still going to have that competitive mind and that competitive spirit. So I take that into this comment that he made, and it's like, oh, I can conquer that. Like, she never even shown an interest in me like that. We've been cool. But if that little piece of that crack of that door opens, I'm going to fly right there, and I'm going to take whatever the benefits there is of that. Now, that could be a legitimate relationship. It's not saying necessarily that he is trying to be deceitful or he's just trying to get some. You brought up a good one too. It's not just about sex. It's, you asked the question, which the question posed a good point.
Right.
Posed with a point. No, because he could have been looking at her in a certain way, but there are certain factors that may have kept him from direction.
Right.
And please understand, I'm not saying every man wants every woman, and he wants any woman that he can get.
Right.
I don't believe that at all. But in my mind, that's just kind of what I went with. Like, the brother is going to have an opportunity, and they take that opportunity, you know, for whatever side that comes from. There was another guy, another gentleman that commented. He was more on the more aggressive side of it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Oh man.
So his thoughts pretty much. Okay. She said she sees it. So I'm sorry, we're good to go.
Okay, cool.
Okay, all right. She said she sees it. Okay, great. His thoughts were more on, you know, the man is always looked at in a negative light. Like, we can't win. Like, if you know, I mean, you had more back and forth for him. I kind of bowed out and I kind of stopped. You know, I missed the next morning. But I was like, man, it's like, you know, it really wasn't going that direction. For him, for whatever reason he has, he went that direction. And he looked at it as, oh, here we go, and I'm paraphrasing, here we go dogging the man. Here we go, it's the man's fault. And you know, she just want, you know, if a woman does it, it's looked at in a different manner. You know, she's just enjoying a new relationship or whatever. But now she wants to take all she can get. And I was like, okay. That brother was going in. I said, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm not gonna comment. Because I was not going down that rabbit hole.
Man.
But yeah, as a woman, I do feel like men and women can be friends. And I think it is in us, whether we like it or not. We were created a certain way. We were created to need another. We were created to want one another. And I've heard of situations and relationships where people have actually gone into relationships with someone that they necessarily was not attracted to. Someone they never even thought about being with. You know, that's not my type of thing.
Right.
We know how transparent I am. We know that, you know, something is wrong. But that was my situation in my last relationship. I never looked at him in that direction. But we ended up, you know, being in a relationship. It went where it went, but you know, that was it on that. But it's definitely possible for men and women to be friends. But what I was saying was, you know, we grown, y'all. Let's be honest. Yeah. There's no way that we've never looked at a good friend of the opposite sex and said, let me not say no. Yeah. Huh?
If.
Right. And it doesn't have to mean anything. It doesn't have to be anything. What it is, and I'm gonna say it just is. What it is the human in us. The human nature in us is coming out.
Exactly.
There's somebody of the opposite that was put on this earth to be an attraction to me. You know, not everybody, not all of them. But when you're seeing things in your friend of the opposite sex that are attractive to you, like, you know, I have several male friends. I have a few that I consider really close, you know, really close. And there are things that these guys do that that as a woman, I need and I desire and I want.
Right.
If I have a flat tire, I can pick up the phone, send a text, and be like, hey, my tire's flat. Can you come help me out? And that brother be like, zoom, zoom, bam. And he's there.
And there was your opportunity to get more.
There was my opportunity to get more, yes, but being able to be friends, you have a choice you're going to take.
But see, what I was saying in that, because see, I think people get triggered with this conversation, this topic, and their minds automatically go to sex. And you know, when I was younger, yeah, my mind automatically went to sex. But at almost 50 years old, I'm looking at all aspects of it. You know, people and people may come at me and be like, oh man, you clickbaiting this, that, and other. But it's like, no, like I can have an attraction to somebody who's a friend, a female friend, and if the opportunity is there, I'll think about it. But it's not just about sex. It's not just about a relationship. Like if I can get more out of that person because the opportunity it is, maybe I want this person to cook for me, or you know, whatever the case may be. If the opportunity is there, it's there. But again, I know when people look at this, they look at it from a sexual standpoint automatically. Yeah. And you know, and this is why I was saying women do it too, because with the example that you gave, you have plenty of male friends, and if you got a flat tire, you have an opportunity to call that male friend to get that more out of that male friend. You're going to do it. If you need your oil change, if you need your grass cut, you know, it's just a lot of things. But I also am not going to be ignorant to the fact that a lot of people equate that to sex.
Yeah. Because, like you said, I'm getting something that I need. I'm getting something out of it. I'm getting something I need. But does that mean it has to translate into, oh, now we have to be together?
Right.
Or now, you know, should I tell him how I feel? It's not right. It's not even that. I get it. You almost 50. I'm 50.
Right.
You know, I'm 50. Like, and I don't know. I mean, of course, in younger years, you know, we grow and we mature. Some majority of us.
The majority of us.
Yeah.
However, comma.
However, exactly. However, the expectation of age is maturity. That's the expectation. That is not always the reality. But what I thought in my younger adult years to what I think now, you know, you're looking more at the substance of the person, and you know, you're looking at all these different things that say, you know what, this is enough. This friendship is enough. I don't have to walk into a relationship with them just because they covered a need or they took care of something. They took care of something. But like I said, the originator of the comment, being a man, he was pretty adamant that we gonna, if it's there, we're gonna take it. If that door is open, if that door is cracked. And it gave really impression that men were very shallow. I do have to say that. It gave the impression that men were very shallow. And like you said, in the younger years, that could probably, you know, more than likely was the thought, because you know, a lot of times in younger years with men, two heads are at play.
Always. Yeah.
Right. But in the older years, I mean, two heads could be at play, but one head supersedes the other. And that's the one on the shoulders. Yeah.
You gotta balance the scales with some men, you know. I mean,
because I'm treading lightly with that, because I want you to take that comment.
I got you. Because the thing about it is, it's like, even though men in general they mature to a certain point, or whatever the case may be, yes, one head thinks is thinking and one head is acting, and depending on the situation, that scale may tip either way. But at the end of the day, you know, uh, and from what I'm getting from you is, when you listen to this gentleman talk about this and being adamant about this, you know, making men seem shallow, it's like so easy to grab onto that, and people get in these little talking groups or whatever the case may be, and they overblow that point up, and they make it seem like that's all men, and only men act like that. But it's like, you really can't say that, because then you discredit the millions of men out here in society, especially men of this color, who
Mhm.
have happy, healthy relationships
Relationships.
with their significant other or with their female friends. And at the same time, you cannot exclude women from doing the same thing, because that's to say, well, are you saying that all women are perfect, pure, and pristine, and they do no wrong, or they don't commit this act? Like,
Right,
you can't have it both ways, and you can't just degrade one gender when it comes to this.
right. It just brought a thought to me. What you just said at that point would kind of justify. Dog, we gotta give him a nickname. I don't want. I mean, he commented on the feed. Um, it kind of justifies his little rant.
Let's call
um,
him Buddy Love.
Buddy Love. There we go. It kind of justifies Buddy. When I say kind of justifies Buddy Love's rant, I mean about this much. Like, all justification, because it's some other stuff. It's some other stuff in that one, boy.
Mm,
It's some other stuff in that one. But yeah, men and women can be friends. You have to know who you are. You have to know what you want.
mhm,
You have to know what you need,
mhm.
and not just jump for anything. People that jump for anything end up falling. This comment is for people that jump for anything. The way he
Right.
was laying it out
Mhm.
is for people who jump for anything. The way he was laying it out. So, um, but um, leaves it leaves the young people. That's why I say, like, this is why I like real life relationship growth, because I know there are an array of ages that follow this page,
Mhm.
this page. But the upside to that, let me say the upside. The upside to that is they can, when they get in with their peers,
Mhm.
they tend to all know everything.
Right.
And no disrespect to the younger generation. My sister and I was having this conversation that they are dealing with different things than we did. There's so many things that are available to them that weren't available to us.
Mhm.
So some of the stuff I want to be like, y'all just dumb. And then other
Right.
things, I'm saying, you know what? Y'all are exactly where y'all should be developmentally.
Mhm.
Developmentally. But the thing about this case that I really like is that we have an array of ages
Mhm.
dealing with the same type situations. Because just because you're 23 and you're dealing with something doesn't mean that there's not a 53-year-old person dealing with the same thing.
Right.
But the difference is their life experience and situations may give you some insight if they listen.
If if
it may give them so it's like, come on now, we gotta give them a little credit. They listen sometimes.
Sometimes.
They listen
Mm.
sometimes. They listen sometimes. They do. They do. But I love this topic. I actually it's never come in question. Like no one has ever said, "Hey, let's discuss this." So
Mhm.
I'm glad that it came up, and I'm glad that I heard it because it's this is actually a major topic. It's like
Yeah.
through time, it's been repeated over and over and over and over again. So why we never brought it up, I don't know. But hey, we doing it now. We doing it
Yeah, we
now.
are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, men and women can be friends. Let me say this to the ladies and King. When I say this, I want you to follow it up for the brothers, right?
All right. Cool, cool.
Because you're gonna know where I'm going with this. Let me say this to ladies. If you are in a friendship with a man, if you're in a friendship with a guy, and things go left based on this topic, but based on this type of thing, if you're in a friendship with a man and you have no interest in him, y'all are good friends, y'all have been friends for, some time, you trust him as a friend, right? And he crosses the line ladies, this is my advice to you. Cut that friendship. Cut that relationship. If you don't want to reciprocate it, and be clear, if you don't want to reciprocate it, and you make that clear to him, if you make that clear to him, and he's crossed the line, especially if it's put you in a place, in a situation where you feel, you don't feel good about it. You feel violated in some type of way. I'm not talking about a sexual attack or anything like that. I'm just talking about feeling a certain way, and acts have been done and things have been said that puts you in a position where you're questioning your friendship. Now, I'm not saying that if a line is crossed, he may have gotten things. He may have gotten mixed messages or whatever, and clear, and of course you can have a conversation, a discussion to clear it up. But what I'm saying is, um, you feel disrespected, you feel belittled, you feel violated. Do not stay. This is my advice. I would not stay in that type of relationship because friendships are relationships too.
Right.
So, yeah, I hope that kind of. I'm gonna let you say, we're gonna say with that. And I hope you kind of got where I was going. But if not, then you do your thoughts.
Yeah, so to follow up and add to that, if you are in that type of situation as a man, if you're in a situation and your female friend is looking to cross that line, um, first thing I would say is you would have to understand the boundaries of your friendship. And what I mean by that is if y'all have been friends for whatever amount of time and y'all consider yourselves friends and one of you don't see the other person like that, then avoid situations where a cracked door may be perceived.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I have female friends who, we flirt around, we joke around, this, that, and the other, and we've never crossed the line. And I also have had female friends in the past where we've laughed and joked and we've crossed those lines. But as long as you know the value of your friendship and where that is, if that female or even that male crosses that line, you have a conversation with them like, look, I know we was joking, whatever. I know we cool, whatever, but that's not where we are. If it becomes a pattern to where this person is always looking for that crack in the door, then you may need to cut that friendship loose, because it's one thing to joke like that, and it's mutual between the two, and it's another thing to where someone thinks they see a crack and they try to jump through there, and you say nah, and they keep coming. It's a
Right.
different thing. But at the end of the day, when you're in these friendships, and again, men and women can be friends without anything going on, but when you're in these friendships, you have to establish those boundaries, whether it's unsaid or said. I mean, if you know your friend, you should know the boundaries with that friendship. But sometimes those boundaries need to be talked about. But at the end of the day, if you friends, you should know where that is. Because the conversations dictate that, the body language between each other dictate that. And even just putting those boundaries out there. If you have to do that. I've been in a lot of friendships to where most of my friendships where nothing has happened, that did not even need to be mentioned, because that's where we are. But
Right.
everybody has different things. But like Donna was saying, if that person is doing that and you feel violated, and not sexually, you just feel violated, like the friendship is eroding because of this, then
Yeah.
you may need to part ways or whatever, or just limit the time that you're with that person, or communicate with that person.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. Who's right there? Yeah. 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 Because it's nothing. It's nothing worse. It's nothing. I mean, just the hurt behind it. To say that you continue just because, well, that's been my boy for years, or it's been my homegirl for years, or whatever. The hurt behind it. We don't understand how we deal with people, and what we allow affects everything else.
Right.
Affects everything else in our lives. It's hard to separate. Oh, this is not cool. But then you deal with somebody on this side and say, you know what, I see you playing and I see you. It's hard to when you're dealing with hurt. Let me say that.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with hurt. So it can be like, I thought that was my homeboy. I thought we were friends. But yeah, not to belabor the negative. Not to belabor the negative, but just to, make that thought. Because another thing I love, we don't have to make everything all flowers and roses. Let's get real. It's called real life relationship growth.
Right.
So it's stuff in there that's real, that's gonna be ugly and raw and just not comfortable. But the only way we're gonna get through and past and deal with these situations is if we do this. We talk about it.
Right. Exactly.
We talk about it. So communication is key. Everyone doesn't communicate in the same manner. Everyone have the same comfort level to do that, but you have to communicate in your own way, the way you know how. You have to be clear in your communication. You can't expect someone to just know what you're thinking and you're feeling when you haven't properly communicated that with them.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
Very
Men
true. Very
and
true.
women can be friends.
Yes, they. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's again, when I hear these conversations like this in all the spaces out there, they make it seem so awful and divisive, and it's like it really doesn't. It's not that serious. It's just not that serious. If you understand your friendship, then you shouldn't have those problems. But hey, things happen. Like he may see an opportunity and take it. She may see an opportunity and take it, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
But it's just, don't make it a man thing and act like women are tax exempt from it. Like, no.
Yeah. I'll take tax exempt for 1,000.
Oh man.
right. Because yeah, it goes both ways. I always put up the topics in the because I like to get people's minds thinking.
Mhm.
These conversations never necessarily go how expected, and that's how I like it. That's how it should be, because it leaves room for us to open up
Yeah,
for other
definitely.
things. Yeah, because I had no intentions of going on that side of it, but
Mhm.
I'm like, no, we need to talk about the ugly side of it.
Yeah,
Men and women can be friends, but let's also remember some men and women cannot be friends.
they sure can. Look here.
It is. For whatever reason, they cannot be friends. So, but if you have a good friend, yo, if you have somebody you can depend on and you trust, and they're of the opposite sex, ooh, I just had a thought, but this is a whole nother topic.
Uh-oh.
How does your significant other deal with your good opposite sex? That's not right.
Man, I can tell you some stories about that.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I say
Man,
stuff on both sides of it. Me, you
yeah.
know,
Mm.
yeah. I necessarily like it, but then again, there's other sides that you know what, stay friends.
Mm.
But anyway, another type for the. So you have that person, you have those friendships, nourish those friendships, appreciate
Right.
those friendships. Do not step out of the boundaries of losing those friendships. Unless
Right.
there's some clarity, I always have this thing I say, it's called a come to Jesus meeting. That just
Mhm.
clearly means if we had sat down together and had a conversation, it don't have nothing to do with Jesus, y'all. It just sounds funny.
Right.
It just sounds funny to me. So I have to explain first time, then people know what I'm saying. That stuff.
Right.
So unless you had that sit down moment and you all have said, "Hey, I know we've been friends as brother," because for a man to come to you with exactly what he wants and where he is and what he is offering,
Mhm.
whew, in that place,
Right.
I'm just saying in general for a
Right.
woman,
Yeah.
we appreciate that. But in this situation, if you have that friendship, you can talk to this person, and y'all have each other to bounce off of, and you don't feel any discomfort, and you know that they are there. Hold on to that. Hold
Yeah.
on to that. If you gonna step to the left, you better make sure. You better be
Mm.
sure. You can lose a really, really good friend on either
Yes, you
end of
can.
it. Really end of it. Because my brother helped me out, even though we have some technical difficulties. I'm gonna get it. We gonna get it right.
we
And
we gonna get it right.
grainy, yeah. And I don't know why I'm so grainy, but we gonna get that right too.
But Kwame Adams in the chat said and shouldn't be friends. So what exactly do you mean by and shouldn't be friends? Because I don't know what part of the conversation where you put that up. So can you expound on that a little bit?
oh shoot, I'm on the wrong page. I didn't even see the okay. Hey, mommy.
Yeah, I'm curious about what he meant by and shouldn't be friends, because there's a lot of times where no matter what the situation is, if there's two people, single people, or two people in a relationship or whatever, oh, okay, to the can't be friends or shouldn't be friends.
Shouldn't be friends.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain situations out there where people shouldn't or can't be friends, and then there are situations out there where other people say they shouldn't or can't be friends.
Okay. Right. There's a total difference.
Yeah,
So
and that kind of
yourself.
yeah, and that goes into what you was bringing up as another topic.
Yeah.
Shouldn't and can't be friends.
We need a part two.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
I'm gonna get my internet up together right, because I need to be on the professional grade like my brother here, but we gonna get it right. We gonna have a part two.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We gonna have woo, man. That's gonna be
Man, let me tell you.
You gotta be ready for that one.
Gotta be ready.
Yeah, the claws will come out.
Man. Whew. Might have to get a bottle of something because
You had to sip on.
look, I went through some stressful stuff when it comes to that.
Oh man.
and then not and for me, I'm not one to always point fingers at women when
Mhm.
stuff like this happens, because I can say in my younger years, I was horrible when it came to that stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, you can't be friends with that person, this, that, and other, but I could be friends with this. I was horrible in my younger years. I promise you. I do not sugarcoat it at all.
Yeah, that's why I agree with you. There was a time before where I was like, I wish you would. Wish you would.
How dare you?
Dare you. But look, we say about growth and maturity. And whoa,
Yeah,
look, just a little snippet. Not saying that growth and maturity should make you say yes or no.
right.
Yeah, we gonna do that topic.
Yeah. That's gonna be hot.
Yeah, we're gonna do that topic. We're gonna get all this straight, get all this together.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we're gonna do that topic. All right. So I know we had some technical difficulties that slowed us down. I appreciate everyone who followed the link that King put on the Real Life Relationship Growth page. I promise y'all this will be better next week. Gonna get it together. Me and my friend.
Right.
About how I can fix this. Yeah, he has me here, and I so appreciate him, y'all. I'm not gonna throw no rocks or no shade or nothing. It's gonna have nothing to do with him. I need set service, I guess. I need the best spot. I thought I found the best spot, King. I guess not.
That's all right. We gonna get you right. We are going to get you right.
Yeah. My brother been texting me little links to headphones and microphones. Oh, yeah, we gonna get it right. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys. So appreciate y'all being here. So appreciate my brother King, my co-host, my
Yes.
help, my all that tonight. I really appreciate it. This is brother love. For y'all that know,
Yeah.
for y'all that don't,
Just don't. You just don't. But yeah. Make sure you tune into the King and I Life podcast on all social media platforms. We're gonna have her up on the podcast real soon. So
yeah.
And yo, just check us out. Tune into the Real Relationship with Growth. We're gonna get her connected. We're gonna get her connected with some other people and get her all the way out there. So y'all better keep following my sister, because she already fire, but she gonna be an inferno.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. All right, y'all. Love you all. And love somebody.
Yes.
You don't know who needs it. They may act crazy, but usually when people kind of act out, it's because they miss. So love somebody. All right. Y'all have a wonderful week. We will see you next week.
Peace.
Good night.